You're all well. Day 4, Shir Hashirim Perek Daled, Pasuk Gimel. The Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Dode, says to Klal Yisrael, "Kuchut Hashani Sifsosayach." Your lips are like a red string. Umid Barech Noven. Your speech is beautiful. Kefel Harimon Rakasech. Your cheeks are rosy like a pomegranate. The Gemara in a few places picks up on these three words, and it says the word Rakasech, your cheeks, is related to the word rake. Rake means to be empty. And the Gemara says, Afilu reikanim shebecha, even the empty ones among Klal Yisrael are mole mitzvos karimon. Even they have many mitzvos, like a pomegranate does, seeds. Now I saw the question asked, and I can't remember who asks this. The question is, if someone really is mole mitzvos karimon, if a person is doing many mitzvos, how can we call them empty? And if we're calling a person empty, then by definition they haven't done mitzvos. So how do these two things go together? And one approach is that we know that as Jews, mitzvos are supposed to have an impact on our lives in terms of how we live and how we behave. And they're supposed to build us up as people. And a person can go through life looking at mitzvos, like checking them off like a checklist, or like trying to get the biggest, the highest score on the heavenly scoreboard, so to speak. And the mitzvos really aren't doing anything for them, for their personality and who they are as a person. So the person could be male mitzvos karimon, and yet really quite rake, quite empty, because they themselves as a person really haven't changed and haven't become anyone really great. Now, on the other hand, a person could look at this idea and say, oh gosh, well the mitzvahs really, aren't impacting me in really a very strong, meaningful way. And here I am rake, so like what's the point of doing more mitzvahs? So perhaps the pasuk is also saying that when you feel rake, if you feel like that, still male mitzvos, fill yourselves up with mitzvos, because don't use that as an excuse to not do mitzvos. Say, well, the mitzvos are supposed to impact me, but they're not, so therefore I'm checked out. No. Just do mitzvos. If you're rake, at least do the mitzvos. You got to be doing them. Once you're doing them, you should realize now that they're not like that. And if you're holding by that level of already doing the mitzvos, and maybe they're not making the impact, now try to think about how maybe they could make an impact. But don't just check out on account of that. Just to close, I think that often people see this pasuk as a way of Hashem saying, like, so to speak, like the people really down on the mitzvah scorecard, even though they have, they're rake, they're empty, but still, even those people are doing so many mitzvahs. And I think maybe that perhaps a more accurate way of looking at it might be the following, is that Hashem is saying to Klal Yisrael, Afilu reikanim shebecha, even the people that you perceive as empty, because of the way that we look at certain mitzvahs as being worth more, certain mitzvahs as being worth less, even though we really don't understand how that works. And, certain things in our eyes are more important or less important, and certain people we think maybe don't do much. And Hashem is saying, Afilu reikanim shebecha, the people who you perceive as empty, you should know male mitzvos karimon, because you should know they are full of mitzvos like a pomegranate. Why? Because Mikam Chai Yisrael, the Jewish people are absolutely incredible. And Jews everywhere, they're always doing chesed. We're doing wonderful things throughout the day to other people, which is unparalleled throughout the world. And even the people who appear to be empty, truly Hashem says, no, they really are doing our mitzvos and chasadim that maybe we are not aware of, and really changing the world in unbelievable ways. Have a wonderful moed.